Hello, 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 and welcome to MS Live. I am Myles Sergé, and today I am here with two fabulous people, Joshua Tree and Michael Ned, aka what?
Nuntios Noctus.
Nuntios Noctus. What the is that?
It's the
Explain.
night messenger, baby.
What was that?
It's the night messenger.
The Night Messenger.
Yep.
We
Okay.
call him Nightman.
Oh, it's
Night.
called Night Man.
Oh, cool. So, for those who don't know, me, Joshua Tree, and the Night Messenger,
Yeah.
the Night Messenger. We just came back from Berlin. I had a little small tour, played a couple of gigs in basically Berlin. I did Tresor, Golden Gate, and Staub. Had a good time, and I was planning this whole thing out, and then I just happened to see if my homies wanted to go, and they said yeah, and they came out to support, but they also did their own thing. So, um, yeah, y'all want to kind of go into that? Like, what happened? Like, what you guys played? So the Quatre Blau, right? That was what you played.
Yeah, so that was, first of all, thanks to the opportunity that you provided us, and just, first things first, you got to show up, and that was, I think, whether it was a test intentionally or not, I think, in the course of our journey or whatever, it was definitely, put your money where your mouth is kind of moment, and. So Counterblau was the first night that unfortunately overlapped with your gig at Tresor,
Yeah.
but we were able to catch the last like 30 minutes of that afterwards. But what a club! And we played this like secret third room in the Cheshire Cat themed maze of a nightclub.
Yeah.
They called the cuckoo, like the cuckoo clock,
Okay.
and it was I couldn't have asked for a better venue as far as like me feeling comfortable with the room, because it's so similar in size and kind of flow to what I'm used to with like the last two residencies I've had at Rockies and at Speakerbox.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not like a main room type of situation. We were not the main attraction at all. So it had just this flow where we caught, and the room was like hard to find when we told people that where we played at. Like almost nobody had knew about this spot who had been to the club before. So it was a unique sort of, we caught this different element at the club. They opened it. It wasn't even planned to be opened up, but they expanded the lineup for that night. So, and then, the connections. I was thinking about this on the way here. If I put the sum of the trip up in one word, it would be connections, and just the way they were made and how important they are, and the bigger picture level. I mean, everything's connections, but yeah. So the people we met, Sebastian and Maddie, who played after us, and I don't totally understand the politics of how who everybody is and all that, how everything's exactly worked, but we were just blessed by them, and their everybody was so
As well.
incredibly, and I don't know if to judge it that it's just like everybody like that's over there, that can't possibly be true. So I just can't take it for granted what you set up for us, because your people are incredible.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
So let's get into it. So, yeah, the Berlin recap.
Let's go.
Yeah, the Berlin recap. So, I'll go into my thing later, but I mean, I've been to Berlin, God, numerous times. I think this time for me playing Tresor was like my sixth. It's crazy. This time was for me was great because I haven't been there since like COVID. My last booking for Tresor was literally a week before they shut everything down in Berlin. and it was supposed to be me, Octave One, and I forgot who else. But that would have been the first time I've ever played Globus. I'm always in the dungeon. I'm in the dungeon. But so I was looking forward to that, but then COVID happened, so things were kind of crazy, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, so I didn't really do nothing. I came back. I was already back to normal. I'm not, normal for me is my 9 to 5 job, and yeah, you couldn't do anything. Everything was locked down. So to be honest, the whole music thing for me was kind of like up in the air. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going or what was going to happen. So, but things kind of turned around, and I was like, hey, man, I got to fill in the itch, try to do a couple of things. Some previous years didn't work out, but I made sure this year, like, hey, I got to get back. I get back to Berlin. I got to get back noticed. I had to get back, just around my peers and just the vibe and the atmosphere, man. I guess kind of get like a recharge, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
For me, I mean, like, just to play. So I mean, I was there for 10 days. You know what I mean? Just to be there and do that many gigs in that small amount of time, and it was cool, man. I mean, Tresor, I love Tresor. That's like home to me. I've played other places, but I love Tresor. But this time I actually played Golden Gate and Stout for the second time. But this time I've never played house, so I was presented with the opportunity to play house. And to be quite honest, I was like, damn, I don't want to do this. I don't play. I mean, I started off DJing my career. I played house. I didn't play techno until I don't know, like 2 years in. Shouts out to Marvin Kiko, if you guys know him or not. But I just kind of got into techno through him. But after that, I was really just known as techno. I always loved house, but it just wasn't the thing I was doing. So just to be able to do that, to show a different side, it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? And I actually enjoyed myself, but I was scared as hell.
No, we saw you dancing.
Yeah,
We knew you had a good time.
Me dancing, you see me. That wasn't me. That was my. That's my.
That was Nuntios. That was Nuntios.
Assistant, man. That wasn't me. My representative. That's what.
That was normal.
No, we got
Yeah.
you 4K, brother.
Yeah. But it was a good time. Meet up with some different people, man, and like Dustin and Truncate, which I met before, but we never really had the chance to kick it. So it was good to to meet some new faces, see the old friends and stuff like that. It was good, but enough about me. I know for at least Mr. Nightman, this was your first time to Berlin.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, first time.
Okay, so what'd you think?
I mean, it was awesome. Kind of what I expected. Obviously, rough start for me with my freaking laptop getting sniped. Oh,
Did it really get sniped, or did you just like forget it?
no, dude, I didn't. I didn't admit. I swear I had it because like I never took it out, and I made it a point just to not take it out because I don't even want it to be out like that. So like they stopped me over. They were like searching me and all this shit. And I was like,
so you for those who don't know, separate flights, and we got there at different times. I went with some friends and then my girl, and we all kind of met at different times. So I believe Mike got there a day after I did, and then I think Josh got there a little later.
No, we got there almost. We were a couple hours apart.
But different flights, because I think Mike went through.
I stopped in London.
Yeah. So
and that was key. That was key because it's not the EU, and he had to go through, customs and a bag check and all that, and his connection there. So then I guess from my perspective was then we meet at the airport and we're about to like catch the bus to start a thing. And this dude just starts going crazy, like rifling through his bag and the pockets, like I know it was in here. And
gotta be kidding.
Yeah. but then we're outside on the sidewalk at the airport. It's like at no point can you go backwards anywhere. I was like, dude, there's nothing we can do. Like we have to go. But yeah, we missed a couple of buses, just kind of like
freaking out for a sec.
Yeah, it was a rough start for my man over here. He came in with a little bit of stress into
dude. I was like, obviously I was like covering my tracks and all this shit. So, but like I had like a flash drive with some stuff on it, so.
Well, that was good.
Just rock this shit anyway.
Well, yeah.
I think it was a message I didn't talk to you yet. I think it was Josh. He was like, "Yo."
All right, so
Mike left his laptop at the airport in London.
You got it.
So, and the other thing, musically, to tie in, our assignment was to play house music as well.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of an opportunity for my brother here to go, where he doesn't play as often.
Yeah,
and we had been talking about tracks, and basically the last comment, I was like, so what's the track situation? And he's like, I got him on the laptop and I'm going to sort him on the play. Yeah. And then he got there and it's like, I got what I got. So, and yeah, but I mean, we crushed it if I don't say so myself. There was no fucking problems there. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I know for a fact, for those that don't know, the Dark Man. Name again, you guys. What's the name? Noctus. What?
Nuntios Noctus.
Nuntios Noctus. Never gonna remember
Nuntios. None. There's none.
No. So, that's like no dark. Or, no, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna remember it. You're Mike Ned, aka Nedley, aka Myles Sergé. So this is the thing too. So like what I was trying to get to, like Mike doesn't play house. So it was kind of like a weird, it wasn't weird, but it was like a weird, I said weird again, but it was a nice little challenge to get you guys to play together, because I think Josh plays pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And he's more on the house, but I know for a fact that the Dark Man over there is techno. So it was cool. I mean, I wish I could have heard it. Of course I couldn't be there because we were out at the same time. But I mean, from what I hear from everybody else saying that you guys rock it, so that's what's up.
Well, we're gonna do like a retrospective stream. We did one before we left, and things, I mean, essentially went according to plan. So we can, we have flash drive histories and that sort of thing. I brought the Zoom mic to record, but then, it was a professional setup. All the plugs are accounted for. It's not like there's just a power strip, hanging around. And then I got my big converter, and I got to get it. And as soon as I looked at their setup, I was like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm sorry, guys, we're not fucking with that. And then Maddie gets up and he's setting up he's hooking up his Tascam right at the end of our set. I was like, oh man, we should have coordinated this. But so, I wish everybody could have been there. The way that it worked out is nobody that was, that we knew were there at all. It was 100% like anonymous or fresh, viewership. And so then we could feel really satisfied at the end that the reaction was genuine, and we didn't have anybody who knew us like rooting for us in the crowd or something. It was just pure, so that made the victory feel even better for me. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, and just the what was one of the biggest things I took this time around was the vibe, the appreciative and just like the higher level energy from the crowd, being a part of it, and then receiving it, being so lucky to be on the other end of it. I mean, that's really what paid for the trip, sort of thing. That was,
you've been there before. I mean, you just said that this time around, so I do remember you saying you have been to Berlin before.
Yeah.
When was that? How long ago? And what?
10 years ago. And I was basically a techno tourist, was kind of the whole thing of the trip. we went to Amsterdam for a weekend in the middle of it, and I remember when I got back, I was like, I fucked up. I should have just stayed here the whole time.
Mhm.
And that's not to say anything about Amsterdam because we were just on the wrong track over there.
So you're hating right now.
Yeah. So I need to do Amsterdam again.
What's what you're saying?
What's that?
You're an Amsterdam hater.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We just did it wrong for sure. So I need to go back and do that right. But that being said, but everybody we talked to said the city's totally changed since COVID, since then. And we came in from such a different perspective. Like I remember the first time I went, I was like, this is a networking trip. And like now and like I met a couple friends at the club, but I mean this was a networking trip, and just the stark difference with that was incredible. And again, the generosity that everybody showed, just inviting us into their homes and studios and workplaces, and just everybody feeding us and everything else along the way. It was special. It was good.
That's cool. Cool.
So can I ask you a question?
Depends on the question.
I just want to go back and how do you feel about the Tressor gig? Because you had said you always end up down in the dungeon. Do you want to play Globus? Are you happy with the way it all is, everything as it should be? How do you feel about the Tressor set?
I was happy with it. I didn't know where it was going to go. The lady, I forgot the girl before me. She was killing it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I got this weird format. I mean, I can bang. I'll bang. You know what I mean? But I like to kind of go on this journey type thing. And it was kind of cool. I was like later on, because my thing is just like, and I kind of put myself, I mean, I'm not young anymore, but I kind of think if I was out there on the dance floor dancing in the past 3 hours or 4 hours, it's just boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to take a break. I mean, like I said, I'm old, but I mean.
Well, no, especially when you're at the club all night.
Yeah, I think that, so I was kind of like, I know I can match what she's playing, but at the same time, it's like, do I start different? Do I continue? It's a DJ thing. I mean, if you DJ,
take the torch.
And I mean, you can come in there and like just mess it all up.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of like, do I play it safe? Do I not play it safe? And like I said, I haven't been there in at least 6 years. You know what I mean? Things change, and but I just kind of just did me and was like, you know what? Hell, let's just go for it. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous as hell. Like, I mean, shout out to my boy Lenny Passo. I couldn't get the fucking, excuse me, but I guess I can cuss now. I don't know. I couldn't get the beach ride thing to work, man. And it was just like, what the hell? And it was just like, it was crazy. But I think to a degree, like, it's kind of cool to be nervous at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good sign. I mean, yeah.
It means you're clear.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was nervous.
Something important.
Yeah, I was nervous, but it took me a while, to kind of get in my groove, and I did eventually, and it was cool. I mean, one thing that's cool that, like, my friends, I had friends that actually came from other countries to come see me.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in Europe, it's just like traveling from here to like Ohio or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Lee Holman and Philippe Petit. They both came out to see me. And who else? Oh, Hakeem Murphy. He didn't come out that night though, but he still came to see me. But just kind of kicked it. But it was cool to see them, man. Like, I haven't seen them guys in ages, and that's like my crew, man. Like my musical crew, and we do all kind of releases together. We've been connected over the years, you know what I mean? So just to see them, man, and I always have a good time with them, and they always support. We support each other, but they always support. But for them to come, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was dope. That was probably one of my highlights of the trip, just to see them guys, man. Because the last time I was with them all together, we've actually played tour together.
Nice.
I don't know, one time. But it's great to see them, man. So that was my thing. But overall, I think the Chazor gig was good. I had a good time in the end. Um, I believe people liked it. I had some people come up to me later.
Oh, they were sweating, man.
Oh yeah.
So,
I like that I was here.
Yeah, by the time we got there, the room was not packed. It was about half full, but they were fucking sweating. They were serious about it. Yeah. And I loved when I walked in. I was like, oh man, I love it when he plays like this. Like, that was literally my first reaction.
It was crazy because like I didn't know if you guys were showing up, but I kept hearing somebody calling my name. I'm looking like in the back, like I don't.
Oh yeah, I yelled at you during a breakdown. Yeah, I shouted.
You're like right in front of me. Oh,
yeah, right fucking here.
Trees here. I was like, "What's up, man?" You know,
I found my shot.
It was good, but like for real, like I mean, it was cool for me because it's kind of like being back home. You know, we're all basically from Grand Rapids. If you guys don't know, but got different roots that landed in Grand Rapids, but I always claim Grand Rapids. I'm not from Detroit. People, oh yeah, Detroit. No, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from Grand Rapids. I actually was born in Flint, where I'm at now. So, but I spent the majority of my life in Grand Rapids, so I claim Grand Rapids. But we're all from there, so but it's kind of cool, like to see, like you guys are like I've been saying this to you guys for a long time, but now you able to like see it firsthand. It's one thing to play for people at home that really don't give a fuck what you're doing. They don't care. It's just like, oh yeah, his Myles playing or whatever. And it's nothing special, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that
there's something wrong with that.
Being like, it is, but in that local bag, I'm sure it happens to everybody. It's just kind of like, oh well, yeah. But to see it, what's the word I'm looking for? Just that's not reassurance, but just to like be validated. Exactly. I think after a while,
people
you don't get that.
Like no bias, no nothing.
Yeah. And that for me, like I said, it's part of my recharge. Like, like I don't play much. I never really play much in the States. I never really get booked in the States, but I've played a lot of places everywhere else. The places that you're supposed to play, I played once or twice or whatever, but back home, it's like no love. And I mean, you guys get the same thing, you know what I mean? But just to see, like, and I know, Josh, for you right now, you're back between Grand Rapids and Detroit a lot. And it's, and I'm not going to hate on the Detroit thing, but it's just kind of like, to me, it's in the same bag. You know what I mean? I've never, up until last year, played Detroit. Like last year was my Detroit breakout year, to be honest. And I've been in Michigan most of my life.
Yeah.
I just never played anywhere in Detroit. And not even the festival, any of that. No consideration. Nobody's looking. And for me, it's kind of like early on, like I'm pushing again. I need to play. And nobody. I was like, hell, fuck it. I'll go other places. And, but that's my thing. But it's kind of the same situation. Like for, I think anybody, even people in Berlin, it's the same thing, But.
Well, I got to give you a shout out on that, man, because, I've gone over there and tried to explain that I'm from Grand Rapids before, and nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about at all. And I got to give you props because when I was somewhere, and I simplify it, and I've been spending half my time in Detroit, and especially over there, it's like, oh yeah, I'm from Detroit, and then Jesus, it was like I was a celebrity at times when I would just fucking say that. And everybody just knows where it is, and it's a much easier answer, and da-da-da-da-da. And I watched them try to put that on you a couple times, and you're like, no, I'm not from Detroit. And it just the way that you handled that, and the way that Detroit has handled it, honestly, just what you already said, and the fact that they're like so protective about claiming the city, and you've been so exactly respectful of that. And then what has that brought you? Just being ignored, essentially. Like that is a problem. But I think we got some possibilities. But at the same time, when I came back from this trip, big thing was, man, I need to be on the road more. I want to play more cities in the States. We need to go back. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm making some calls around the country and just wanted to keep it moving and keep the energy going and
get some music out.
yeah. And my thing has been, you can do what you do on the social media or whatever, but really it's boots on the ground,
Right.
And I've gotten I'm very grateful for the gigs I've been invited to play. But if you look at my, DJ career resume, I mean, it's probably 80% of those gigs. I dug the hole myself. I booked the show. That's why I'm a promoter.
Right.
So I don't need a promoter.
Hey,
yeah.
1 second. Oh, Budapest 69 says, yo, if you don't know who that is, that's Dave, my boy Dave. What up, Dave? Yo, you too. Shout out to you, man. That's what's up. Yeah. So, so Mr. Michael, we don't know much about you.
Yeah.
So, like, take us on a little introduction of you. Where you're originally from, your musical path, career, what you're trying to do.
Man, so
by the FBI. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So, born in Grand Rapids, grew up in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area. Always been a fan of music. My parents love music. They're from the islands, so always like a mixture of
What islands are you from? Where are your parents from?
Oh, so my mom's side they're all from Jamaica. And my dad's side is from Grenada. So it's all in the Caribbean. So,
you can cook.
I can cook.
You can burn.
I can cook. Yeah.
You say,
I ain't gonna say as good as mom's or nothing.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at her. She's like, yeah, he can't cook.
Yeah, exactly. She would.
He can't cook.
I can get by. No, but so yeah, family from the islands. So always, just always loved music. Played instruments when I was younger.
Okay. Well, let me just fast forward a bit. How did you get into electronic music? What was your first exposure?
First exposure, honestly, just being on the internet, man. It's kind of like that time where everything's exploding. You could download stuff off the internet for free. So it was kind of just a time to really explore. And I think honestly, that's what got me into it. And I think I remember I downloaded Fruity Loops at the time, and you started messing around, or GarageBand or whatever.
Okay, so what was the first DJ that you remembered? It's like, yo, this guy's dope. I got to do this.
I think back in 2000, 2010 or 11, I went to Chicago to this festival on the North Coast, and it was my first one, and party and all this stuff. Fall in love with that shit.
Okay.
But it was this guy who's French, Sebastian. He kind of has that dark, industrial sound, kind of that French house kind of sound going on. But he had his whole concert and everything. He did an after party or whatever. And it was dope as hell. The presentation, obviously, I just loved the sound, and I kind of just fell in love after that. And, started trying to make more music. I moved up here at that point, and I was just trying to find stuff to do, meet people, get into this local scene. It's kind of how it started.
Gotcha.
When did you start DJing?
Maybe
2 weeks ago.
It's really, it's probably around then, honestly. Like I always used to like make music and stuff like that for a while, but probably not until about 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember I got like one of those little tractor controllers and shit. So I started.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, everybody kind of starts with some kind of way, but
Yeah.
that's pretty all right, man. And Josh, you want to give us a little background, like a short background, because
Yeah. Okay. So I grew up north of Detroit in the suburbs over there, Romeo and Lake Orion, and my parents split up, and my mom ended up in Grand Rapids. And when I was in high school, and I had started going to parties with my friends. My first rave was on 8 Mile behind the Trump strip club in a backroom party called Bodies. And we had literally a mixtape or CD from Eric M. And he was rumored to play this event. I don't know if that's who we saw or not. And it was like a mixture. Everybody was there, like the ravers, the weird. I mean, there's a stripper in a cage, and they're selling balloons for $7 and water for $5, but probably vice versa. Actually, I think the water was more expensive than the balloons. And that was it. That's all they sold. There was a stripper with a balloon in a cage in an all black room, and they were just playing like rave music, like kind of like the hardcore. There was this Fatboy Slim remix that's still like one of my kind of founding tracks, and it's really obnoxious. But yeah, I just there was the gay guys with their shirts off, the random Arab dudes from Dearborn who were way too old to be there, and these ravers dancing in a way that I'd never seen people dance before. And I took a pill, not to incriminate myself, but
Allegedly.
yeah, who knows what it is, a vitamin. I took a dance vitamin, and fell in love with a girl on the dance floor, typical, with her big baggy pants on and shit. And yeah, no, I never looked back, and we would drive to Chicago to, True Masters 3 and raver shit like that. And so I was like a raving hippie was kind of my forming identity in high school at that time. And then my mom moved over to Grand Rapids. I moved to Grand Rapids. Our Walker is actually where we ended up. I heard it was cool. I was disappointed when I got there, but God bless my mother, nothing without her. And it was for my birthday. She got me turntables and a crate of records. And I don't know who she got this like little starter setup from, but that DJ, had Paul Johnson, 2 Angel Atlantis records in there, weird disco stuff. There was an Agent X record.
Nice.
And those were my first train wrecking experiences, and look, I'll say this, I took mushrooms at that birthday party. I touched turntables for the first time, and I had that Paul Johnson record going on the left. And I'm like, and it was a Gemini mixer with a split, it didn't mix the two things. So you have the left one and I'm like tripping and shit and like speeding up and slowing down the Paul Johnson record and, doing some other weird shit with the disco record over here. And it's been weird ever since, man. That was the beginning. And I went into just like the hypest, cheesiest stuff. Hardcore UK and trance stuff, but also, and those gigs never happened. Well, I had 1 or 2 gigs that worked out on, but it was mostly like the EDM DJ of the day, but all vinyl. And then I also always had house and break beats, and my thing was to mix the genres, like always. And I just go through my creator records and start at the back and move forward. I just had to mix whatever was next. And my son was young at the time. I immediately got my girlfriend pregnant when I moved here. And so I was doing the shit in headphones. So that made me like, I don't need a monitor speaker to mix because I did it silently for a while. And so I just really got my basement chops then. And Had some experiences with throwing parties in Detroit with Metroplex, Juan and Terrence over there, and that's where I first learned how to just throw Movement Weekend, Demph at the time. We would do the booth and just like, it was like, look, we got a warehouse. It was my sound system, and that we would move from the booth to the warehouse or the loft or whatever it was that year, and you just book a party all 3 days, and you throw everything at it, and you hope one of those days kicks off.
Right.
And we did that for years. And so that's where I kind of learned how to throw a party. You know,
that's where I met you. You threw one of your parties. What I forgot what it was. The sound.
That was yeah. 4-4 sound system. 4-4 sound system
was
yeah. So
you brung out. Was that you brung out? I think it was you. You brung out the people from.
Terrence Parker was the show, I think.
What was the other show? It was I think you brung Terrence out, but then somebody else. I could have sworn it was you too. You brung out like I want to say like Scan 7 or something. Was that you?
Negative.
Okay. But it was in the same.
Well, we were doing parties at the Death House at the same time. You brought Angel and Jay to the Death House, and that was a weekend I was gone. It was like Thanksgiving or some shit.
Did you throw a party at one of the halls on
that was the Terrence Parker one. That's where I remember us like really meeting.
Okay, so if that was a Terrence Parker, was it another girl? A girl came with
Marachka.
She had a mask on, right?
Yeah.
So she's part of the Scan 7 people, right?
I think she's probably done a track with him. Okay. But
that's why I remember the hurt. So it was, yeah.
And she plays heavy too. She don't play like Terrence. And it's a deal that he was kind of bringing her on, kind of thing.
Okay.
For a while there with a lot of his bookings and that. So I reached out to him and he was like, here's the package deal with the two of us and and that was our 4-year anniversary. That event that was not the best venue for that. We both agreed afterwards we would not be returning. But
it was weird. This guy I used to work with. I don't remember. I haven't seen him in years, but he has something to do with that hall. And
it's the Polish hall.
Yeah, how come you're not playing, man? I'm like, well, it's not my party.
Yeah, there was a little tension over the black DJ wearing a ski mask.
Yeah, I would be scared too. I would be scared.
They wanted a green room and a back.
It was a black. Was she black?
Well, she's on her neck, so I think so.
It was crazy. It was a cool. I mean, people showed up. It wasn't empty, but I just think
it was. There was a lot of issues.
Yeah. Well, hey, we met. I mean, we really kicked it.
It was initially supposed to be 2 floors, the upstairs and the downstairs of that bar, and that was part of the appeal of it. But then it got whittled down to just the top floor, and the sound was whack with the turntables. It was like playing in a gymnasium. So they said no, absolutely no hip hop will be playing. I played a Wu-Tang song, and like the guy gave me like this look.
No, it was a crazy party. It was just like
it was weird.
Yeah,
there was a number of weird vibes, but
different people. It was crazy.
But no, you were in the cut, and like I've been watching you kind of shit and looking out, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But the 4-4 sound system thing was my okay. I fell asleep on music for a while. It came back. The EDM revolution had happened. And then it was like, okay, but who's doing like the old school shit, like on turntables and like the real house music and stuff? And I wasn't satisfied with what I was seeing around here. So I created a 4-4 sound system essentially to promote me. And then, I started with Tavio in Chicago, and it was like, that was the team, and we brought other people on. We deputized a lot of motherfuckers before it was all done.
Gotcha.
But, so, and that was just kind of trying to bring, the 4-4 dance sound to this area. And it was always meant to be a Grand Rapids thing. So now, as far as the future goes, looking at it, starting a label for Detroit and trying to get a lot of these productions going and do some like edits and just like be cool to do some white label ish vinyl runs. You know, something like that. A label that actually releases music this time.
Gotcha.
So thinking about that branding. More to come on that.
All right. A couple more questions, and I want to get back to Berlin if we could. Tell me about Speakerbox.
Oh, word, man. Shout out Speakerbox Detroit. Josh Greenwood and all the staff there are just fucking troopers, you know, by comparison to with the last residency I had where the staff was turning over and I knew more about the bar and the club and where the keys were at and shit than anybody else by the time I left. I've been here 2 years and with a little break for the basement flooding. And it's been basically the same staff the whole time. They're so on point. And when you're a resident and like I'm an industry guy, so I'm playing for the staff. I want everybody to be comfortable. I work for them when I'm there. That's always my approach. And this team, it was really worth it. And so that's just a big thing. And, you know, Josh Greenwood is the man with the vision for the club. I just love the aesthetic and feel. It's a real small joint. And we're kind of a little secret speakeasy in the basement that you got to go through the storage room to get to the orange room. And so it's just like this plush little, I mean, like it's not big at all, but it gives me a chance to really focus on, I just try and do quality there,
Right.
You know, and it's been a chance for me to reintroduce myself musically to the city. And have a little network. You know, I have a booking there one Saturday a month, or one Friday a month, one weekend day, but we mostly settle on Fridays.
So for those who don't know, Joshua has a resident night at Speakerbox in Detroit once a month, correct?
Yeah. So we finally settled on third Fridays, except for this weekend coming up is Saturday. It's like my one Saturday this year. But
Okay.
finally settled on kind of a regular schedule, so it's I think the rest of them I booked through September are the third Friday of every month.
Okay.
And we mostly focus on Detroit people. It's small budget, small room, so you know I can't do a lot. You know, it's an art project, not a business project with that. So we work with the homies who work with us, and but it's just all like really talented. You know, the music's never bad. Let me put it that way. And as far as my relationship with the staff there, you know, and just in terms of music, they love me. You know, it's a relief that and the owner from top to bottom, and so we just really are on a similar vibe there. So if the numbers aren't right or something, you know, not a lot of people show up or this or that. It's downtown. It's got its own flow.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, it's a good fit, and I'm really grateful for the gig, honestly.
Mistaken, Mr. Darkman. You two are playing there next week with
Saturday. He's
DJ
me
from
and
Detroit Techno Militia, correct?
your fellow Flint-town native Desi Magby, aka Piggy McTriggers, aka DJ Psycho.
Okay. So,
And yeah.
oh, was he doing the Piggy McTriggers thing? Or
No. The assignment is techno for this. So no, and you know, we're and that's all I know. And you know, artists are gonna be artists and play what they play. I just the assignment I give every DJ there is you got to crush it.
Right. Are you excited, Mike? You ready to play?
Oh yeah, I think it's.
You gonna have a good time?
Oh yeah, techno
sure?
baby.
Techno baby.
Yeah, we've been stuck in this little house box for a while. So right away I was like, time to flex, get rid of these fucking, you know, melodies. Let's get some beats. I'd love to do a little round robin with the three of us and break the set list up like that a little bit. I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
But we're just gonna see how it goes. What it does, you know, what we do, but it's gonna be good. I'm excited about it creatively. Berlin actually got me excited about tech house again. Listen to some dope fucking tech house. That's like, yeah, right. This is, you know, not a bad format. It doesn't have to be fucking. So that was a little thing. I found this dope comp that one of the clubs posted just a song from on their story, and I was like, oh man, I'm excited.
Okay, that's cool. Boom. Back to the recap.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike.
What's up?
I gotta shoot towards you because you ain't saying much. So, tell me, out of this whole trip, one of the most memorable moments you had in Berlin.
Don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah,
remember.
let's say.
It could be anything. I mean, it's whatever.
Honestly, like I was like super stressing about our show, and like I think it just went really well. And I think Josh held it down, like for real.
Mike held it down, bro.
No, it was dope. Like I think by the end, like when we were ready, like hand it off to the homies, like it was like all going off right. Like
Yeah.
like, I was dancing with the crowd. It was fucking dope. It was
Yeah.
a great time. So it just felt good to like be, received somewhere where you're like nobody knows you,
Right.
like you were saying. But yeah, besides that, man, like just being in a new city, just like walking around, exploring. Obviously, you met a bunch of cool people, talented people. Like I really dig it. I definitely hope to make it back. I'd love to play some techno out there. But yeah, great time.
And you, Mr. Tree?
Same question. Most memorable moment from the trip.
Same question.
All right, I'm just not gonna say what Mike said, but I'll try and talk about something different. But that it's hard to beat, crushing it at Caterblau on your like first night in town, essentially. So I mean, well, I kind of want to throw it back, like then watching you crush it at the end, like that last set, bro. Like it was emotional. That was because About Blank was my favorite club last time I was there. That's where I had some like really solid positive memories. And it was that tent didn't exist then, so it was just like the outdoor patio area or whatever. So completely different vibe, but just watching you sink into the house music, and then that crowd was just 10 out of 10 fucking crowd.
Oh, yeah.
So to be able to like just be there for that whole set and in your corner and watch you fucking play Robin S and shit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It really was. It really was.
She playing.
Dancing though,
that wasn't playing. That's cool.
Myles was vibing, y'all. Myles was vibing. Myles needs to play more house. Yeah, and I'm just gonna ask you.
I turned around. I seen Josh. I was like, "This is a damn shame. I hate all the way to damn Berlin to play house."
There you go.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
They're loving it too, man.
The thing is, though,
there's something about this house music and the tracks I was hearing. I heard my last night in Sisyphus. Also, that shout out that fucking nightclub, because man, that became my favorite venue, second to Caterblau. But after I went there, and I didn't even like walk the whole perimeter of that place, and it's like circus themed and just the vibe there. The people, it's not the black clad techno army. It's they say it's a burner crowd. I wouldn't call it that necessarily either, but I guess an aesthetic more so, and just like the creative sequency, circusy kind of vibe. And saw this DJ Norman Weber, I think is what it is, and man, he killed it. And just very few vocal tracks, but just this kind of solid vibey house, which is kind of more like I remember you playing. You were playing vocals like a motherfucker. And I'm just going to say publicly, I basically need the whole folder of tracks. Because there's a couple there. I peaked one called Fifth Avenue. I can't find nowhere, so I'm gonna need.
The crazy thing is, like, the cats at Staub hit me up today. Actually,
yeah,
I had asked because somebody made a comment on my IG and was like, "Yo, is the set recorded?" I'm like, "I don't know." They hit me, so I do have the set.
Hey.
I'm
Yeah,
actually maybe later tonight. I'm gonna put it up on my SoundCloud page.
Yes.
I'll upload it.
Yeah.
They got the whole 2 hours. I love it. Was pretty good though. So
Nice.
it sounded good. So I will be doing that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good, man. That was really cool to see you just flex on that.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, I feel like I've been waiting a long time.
Glad y'all was there. That was cool. Like I said, to have my friends and fam and all that just to see, So, you tell people, oh, yeah, I play blah, 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 blah. And just to actually say, yo, I see him in his element. And he did this. And I feel it's good to be. And like I said, I wish I could have seen you guys. I could have said the same thing, but I know y'all kill it. And I will definitely see y'all next weekend too. So I get to see that. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. Oh, I need to talk about something. So, for those who know or don't know, or if you do, I don't know. I have two main labels that I run. The MS label is basically me. I might do collabs with people or get remix or something, but most of the material that comes out on MS is on me. I did have a sub label called Calder City Development Corp, or CCDC for short. Then I did some releases on. I did myself under an alias Translate. There's two Translate people, but we kind of shared the name for a little bit, but I just gave it up because I'm not doing that anymore. There was releases from me, Owen Nye, Russ Gabriel. I'm missing somebody else. I don't know. I can't think offhand though. Oh, but anyway, I stopped it. It's been dormant for like, God, 4 years or something like that. I don't know. Until now. The next release is Mr. Joshua Tree, Carter City Development Corp, number 6. And it is entitled Music for Planetariums.
Volume 1.
Oh, yeah, Volume 1. Don't excuse me. Volume 1. Drops on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. It's no joke. It's really
Ain't no joke.
joke. You want to tell us about this project, if you can? I'm actually excited for it. Like I said, it's like the rebirth of my second label, and it's a little different. So tell me about the project.
Well, man, what a way to frame that, because it's a rebirth of this project, which started in 2016 when I played the first Concert Under the Stars music series that the Public Museum here did at the Roger B. Chaffee Planetarium. So that series continues, but I was the first person to play in that planetarium since like the 70s. And they got that Obama money with the 18-inch subwoofer and shit. So they asked me to DJ, and I was like, oh, if I'm going to play a planetarium, I'm going to bust out the synths. And I like bought a Moog for it and all that. And the tracks I made sort of in rehearsal later got formed into a release that never happened, long story short. And, I have all types of artisty excuses for that never, I had a whole funk over COVID. I never even hooked my studio back up, being locked in my house. It was a whole dormancy kind of issue. And so releasing this project has been a really important thing for me. And so grateful for you for, seeing something in it and giving it the chance to come out, and then also providing the remixes, which are just fucking fire. Shout out Santiago Salazar, Brandon Muller, and Afrozoid, because they understood the assignment, and the tracks are all analog and very little like editing or things like that. So they are like, I don't know, they're kind of in their own world a little bit. It's music for planetariums. I've been criticized for it not being more ambient.
Volume 1.
Yeah. So that, well, to be continued on that. But the point being that the remixes just really made the release very full. I'm very proud of it. And I'm so glad that it's going to see the light of day here, and just really feeling inspired in Berlin on, Volume 2, which, is going to be more in that ambient direction and going to be focusing with my old friend, the MS-20 synth, where I first started. So, I feel like the project has just more energy coming off this trip, and I just can't wait to see what happens with it. And I just got to give another shout out to Santiago, because he had the assignment of remixing my favorite song from it, and he just completely created a companion track on his own, essentially. And I fucked up because I didn't play it in Berlin because it was in its own folder. And that was the one I keep saying I was going to drop and didn't drop. But I don't even need that validation for it, because that shit is fire. He did so good with that. And,
I forgot to load it in the damn playlist. But yeah, it's very dope. I mean, hell, you guys are playing next week, so maybe you can drop it next week. Or this weekend. Is it this weekend?
This weekend, yeah.
This week coming up, yeah. You can play it then. Shout out to Santiago Salazar, friend for a long time. I'm glad we finally were able to connect and do something, and it worked out to be Josh's project. So that's really dope.
Really dope. And we're looking to we're in talks with him to hopefully bring him back to Detroit.
That would be dope.
Some sort of Planetariums themed shit. So not to spoil anything before it comes out, but look out for something like that. We hope it all works. But we are just men in this larger world that sometimes has other plans.
And what's going on with you, Dark Man? We got what's happening? I know you got something cooking, and we cook. So
yeah, man, long time coming, but first release hopefully your label actually. Not sure of the title yet, but it's about done. I know we were thinking about a remix on one of the tracks, so I'm just trying to get that finished. So hopefully this summer or something like that, after.
Well, we're looking forward. I mean, for those who don't know, I just had a release. I did a release on my compilation a while back that I actually brought out to be a single called Shoplifter, and I had remixes. It just dropped. We were over. Well, it dropped the day before we got there to Berlin, so the 28th.
The dope release too, man.
28th, man.
There's a lot of heat on that.
By Black Mirror Park, Dustin Zahn, Lester Fitzpatrick, Chicago Skyway. Shouts out to Sean. And Dark Man here did a remix too, which is dope. It's different. And I'm missing somebody else. Oh, John H. and his partner. Who I can't.
So many remixes on there.
It's a dope project, man. But I was happy, to get that from those guys and to get you. I mean, it's really, as far as I know, the first thing you've ever done, correct?
Yep. First official release. I've been making music for a while, man, but finally just getting this stuff out there. I'm real excited. Real excited to share music. It's been a journey, and,
it's dope.
It's been a hell of a journey. I think I really enjoy making this stuff, so I hope you guys will this really good stuff.
Yeah. Really dope. I like it. I like it a lot. And can't wait to hear what you got coming.
Well, and let me just give a shout out to the latest release. You and I were on, Myles, which is we did the Group Point remixes.
Yes.
Which is my homeboy Tavio from Chicago, and those have been getting some traction, and like what we did there. And then just kind of what's coming up next. I just got some more tracks from him that we're possibly the two of us are going to dig into for the next one, and hopefully bring one of the homies in on that as well. So got some stuff cooking up from my buddy with the 303 and the Modular Rack studio in Chicago there. So he's got a nice little techno spaceship going on. A really quality, precision sounds coming out of it. And unlike my music, it works really well for remixing.
Okay.
But my stuff is so
Your
its own thing.
music works good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. All right. What are we? A little hour over. We can go a little longer if y'all want. So, I like to do this thing. I've done it. It was the second time I'm doing it. This is my second show, but this thing called the round table. Anything you guys want to talk about, put on the table. Politics.
not that.
Well, I had enough of politics because everyone.
Yeah.
Hey,
How about-
I will say, you know, in Berlin, like, even people in Germany was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Everybody.
Like, literally everybody. Was
Everybody
like, "What
from
is going
England,
on?"
from France, everybody.
yeah, France, Italians.
Yeah.
you had to explain
Europeans.
like we all didn't vote for him.
Yeah, it was like,
You know.
Well, and they knew it too.
yeah,
It wasn't any like.
it wasn't like they do, but like they're still like, "Well, what the hell's going on?"
Yeah. So, but it was crazy, man. You know, it's what it is. I mean,
You know?
I can't do nothing about. We can't do nothing about it. But just,
Yeah, no.
you know what I mean. Just hopefully it'll be all right. I don't know. So I mean, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, like, the U.S. versus Europe, like,
Oh jeez.
you see
Don't get me started,
the
bro.
huge difference between like just, and we'll take it in the music scene for what we do. You can see it's clearly a difference. And
Well, I mean, like everything's a little different.
like,
right?
what would you, being that you've seen everything you've seen and everything you experienced, everything you witnessed from this trip, what could you take back from there to apply it to Grand Rapids?
You
And-
go first because I
Start this before you start. I will say the closest thing that I've seen, they kind of, it's not close, but it's in the right direction. Is and I forgot her name. What's the young lady that does the rare? Yeah, at
Carly.
intersection.
shout out Charlie.
Yeah, they
Is
did.
it Charlie, all right? She's the closest thing that to anybody I know in Grand Rapids or even that side of the state that has kind of the ideal of what should be going on. I think we can agree on that, right?
It's funny. I was saying the same thing in a different way the other day. So, yeah, and I do want to give her a shout out because I feel like she's sort of next generation, younger promoters or whatever in the techno world and locally. And my problem so much with younger folks in this world is that they don't fucking listen. And and Carly and I have had some really great conversations, and she listens. And I think she's really, we need more of the good ones, kind of thing. So, yeah, glad what she's doing. But yeah, so the first time I went to Berlin, I took some really important lessons home about like what works venue wise. And I don't need to get all into it, but it was like I kind of came back with a different perspective and formula for how to build a gig. That was really important for that trip for me. I was talking with Tavio earlier, and it was like it wasn't a networking trip; it was a research trip, and that so this time around, man, I wish there was more I could bottle up and bring back, Jesus, because. And I just always feel a breath of fresh air every time I'm overseas with all of it. So that's always like a bit of a conflict for me living here between America. Like there's just a baseline of conversation and vibe and everything everywhere I've been in Europe, including the UK, like that just overseas that I just immediately vibe back.
Definitely. Sensible people.
I mean, not all of them, but there just seems to be there's a lot of stuff that can go unspoken that here we have to fucking argue about way too much.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a vibe, and you know, like how a waiter or waitress will never bring you a bill without asking for it. And just like the pace of life, like all of it is just.
You know what?
I'm rolling cigarettes within a day of being there every time. Like I don't know. I really,
Going back to what you said with the bill thing, because I was kind of like like I said, I haven't been here so long, and my thing is like when I was there, I ate at some restaurants, but not a lot. I was, you know, me and Angel, that's the Angel Alanis.
yeah.
We're like the Donner Kings, and that's all I really dealt with when I was over there. I'm gonna chicken Donner. That's what I want. That's it. You know,
Yeah.
you eat one of those and live for the rest of your life, like
yeah,
at least for that day. You know what I mean? But
really.
when we went out a few times, man, it kind of like that whole the bill and the check thing.
Yeah.
It kind of like, you know, because usually you back home, it's like, yo, here's your bill, like before you even get the food. You know?
Yeah. There's no rush, just here, and there's a whole rush to the life where over there, the thinking seems to be, why would you go out to eat if you're in a hurry? Like if you're in a hurry, you're at the wrong spot. Like, and I don't know, more sensible is a way to put it. There's maybe a better way to put it, but like, it's just, to me, it's more sensible. It's a better fit for me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, my grandmother was born in Scotland and came over. I was like Googling like claiming Scottish citizenship. Because I know, like, if your grandparents from Italy, like, you can claim that. So it was like, you know, I wouldn't mind another passport.
Right.
But Scotland's not Europe, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very, very, very true. So yeah. What else?
What else, Mike?
As you can see, Mike's not the talkative one in the group.
Well, okay, I'll just throw something out there. No, you're gonna talk. You should talk. Oh well, I guess I was just reflecting on the trip and thinking about it, and beyond the, you know, connections was kind of the theme in my mind, and beyond kind of like the techno world, being able to travel with you guys, and like I'm bunked in with this guy, but kind of on your schedule and living like that and being able to do that, like, you know, we had never done that before, right? Together, any of us. I'm like, look, you know, you want to test your relationship with about anybody, travel with them. You know, it can be stressful and difficult, and you know, couples get in fights and shit all the time doing that. And
no, it was good. It went well, man. I mean,
yeah, it went really well. We were able to just like reconcile a lot of artists. Oh, excuse me.
Gotcha.
So I think it was really good for us to be forced into, you know, limits and boundaries, and putting yourself in a box is always great for creativity. Yeah. You know, like you with the house thing, you know, here's this new, and for us it was similar. Like, you know, we both would have loved to have our own sets to play and so on, where we could just creatively do whatever the fuck we want. But it was like, no, you guys are going back to back for 3 hours in a place that you play house music in this world. So it was, and then, you know, by the way, you're bunking together. Right. So, you know, that we're very different people, but we're also very much the same. And it was able to just, that was a good experience. And once again, I'm grateful to you for setting that up, because for those who don't know, both of our first releases ever Myles label. Yeah. And so we're at this point in our careers because he saw something in us. So, so nothing but gratitude to the master.
No. Won't say you deserve it, but I mean, you know.
You can say that.
Like, you know, you know what I mean? But it's just good. I mean, you guys do good stuff, and I was explaining to Josh when we were kicking it one day. It's like, you know, like there's a lot of like gatekeeping I've noticed over the years, and
Yeah, definitely.
and I think if everybody worked together, or if you see something in somebody, help that person shine or whatever, man. Like I don't get nothing.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a minute?
That's the that's we're gonna go
That
back.
was
That's what I was gonna go back to.
Yeah, that was the big lesson from over there.
You know,
You know, like yeah, everybody seems so welcoming. You know, everybody's trying to help each other out. You know, like hey, next time you come back, you know, like, we can set up more stuff for you. Like,
but that's the thing. Like
you know, like it sounds like
Bro, they didn't have a word for gatekeeping. We had to explain the concept to them. And they did, like, literally, it was like a cultural, like, everything else we were talking about made sense. Like, that was, like, really just such a stark difference. And, you know, I'm not going to say fuck this place or fuck that place while I'm on the camera. But what I will say is fuck any place that you're not wanted. You know, go where you're wanted and go where it works. And so I do understand why artists just pick up and move to places like that because of that energy. Why wouldn't, even if it doesn't mean more gigs necessarily, why wouldn't you just want to exist in that rather than, you know, Grand Rapids especially is such a limited and oppressive place to be an artist.
So it's so.
I think it depends, man.
So fragmented, and it's too small to be as fragmented. Like
exactly,
and there's so much. You know, I get it. You know, everyone has their own ego and their own style of doing things, their own vision. Like it doesn't mean like you have to tear each other down.
Right.
Constantly. You know, it's just like
it's your job.
It's going to be like
professional haters.
It's going to be in any scene. It's going to be in every scene, that behavior. You know, but at the same time, it's just.
But
like,
apparently not.
Yeah.
It does not have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah.
No, and look at the results.
Right.
Even for you, I've played in Detroit before you have, and I'm like, how? This motherfucker been around like the world, and like that. Like I remember before COVID, I think we were gonna do like a pre-movement party before that got messed up, and I was like, I couldn't believe it that you told me you haven't even played in Detroit. So like I said, like I look forward to go back there. Like I definitely want to. I had a little fun, but you know,
you gotta have a little fun.
Yeah,
not too much. A little bit.
But I think next time I come out, I definitely want to have a couple releases ready. Like, I still need to get that record, man. Like, you know, that's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool though. I mean, I'm glad that you guys went and you had a good time and you made connections, and you know, like me and Josh. I don't know where you were doing, but we went like what was the Julia spot? Tuxedo Mask. So shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Tuxedo Mask. Watch her fucking material coming out. That shit is fire.
We've been talking for years. She did a remix on my release that's coming out, getting pressed pretty soon.
Yeah, she'll be remixing my material in the future if I have anything to say.
Finally, like that's our first time we actually met. We've been talking for at least 3 years, but it's the first time we actually met in person. She's a lovely person. She's nice, crazy studio, and his talent is. And me and Josh got to kick it with her for a while and just to talk, and it was more music level type stuff. And she's a really good person.
Yep.
Shout out to her and her partner, which her name kind of I can't remember.
I want to say Matt, but I'm not sure.
They have this like lovely little cafe thing they're doing.
They were so nice. Yeah, I went back.
Nice.
Same thing. Just so kind and everything.
Yeah. But just a lot of people, man, that I hooked up with when I was over there. That it was finally cool, you know, just to see these people. Another person is Raymond V. It's actually that's her name she goes under. It was finally cool to meet her, Veronica. But she used to be, well, I think she still is, but she was living in London for a while, and I don't think she was a resident at Fabric, but she played there a lot, and she did a lot of things with the cats at Corsica Studios. And we've been talking about like the last 3-4 years because she was playing my. I meet a lot of people like I see them chart my music or they're tagging me and stuff, and I try to follow up to see where they are. So she's one of the people that I was grateful to meet when I was on the trip because you talk to somebody, but just to put the face to face thing, it's pretty cool. And I also get to see my girl P Punja. That's my homie, man, right there. I was happy to see. I'm glad she came out. We had dinner and stuff. Mike was there. Josh was MIA somewhere. I don't know.
So look, I gave myself one side quest, like just one dinner, motherfucker.
You see the parallel, like Mike not here one day, but
I had unfinished business, man. Unfinished business.
But yeah, it was cool. That's my homie, man, and she's doing her thing. She out here killing it, producing. I played one of her tracks at Tresor, her latest thing. I got it in promo. Killing. That's the homegirl right there. So just the people, man. I see my old booking agent. I see it all.
So I want to give a shout out. You mentioned it earlier, but speaking of the connections, Lee and Philip, but especially Lee Holman. These techno guys, all reclusive and stuff. You just never know. Who are humble and
don't let him fool you. Lee is far from that.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is just you know the persona before you meet them, and I was intimidated by his persona, and then as soon as we sat down, that just melted away. And what a great connection. We've been messaging, and
yeah, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, no, fuck the techno. That's a cool dude.
That's my
I'm down with him, and need to go back to. That was my first overseas trip ever in college. Was to Ireland, Scotland, and England, and I did London and just did some music. Whatever that was a year or so ago. But I need to go back and do the Celtic thing again. Really do Ireland. I didn't really do Ireland at all last time. We did one night in Dublin, so I didn't.
You need to go.
So yeah, Lee, we'll be seeing you soon, bud.
Yeah. Shouts out to my other people. My girl Sabine Hoffman, man. That's like ironically like my first ever Berlin connection. That everybody
she's great.
Yeah, shout out to Sabine for sure.
From
powerhouse.
Like all these people that know her, like they actually most of them I could trace back to like my going away party the first time, my second time in Berlin when I met all these people. I had a going away party and they all came, and then since then I left, and then months later they're all friends. They didn't know each other just because.
Oh no shit!
But she knew Matt. So shout out to Matt. Matt, that's my homie too. I haven't seen him in ages. He has a kid now, and that's my guy, man. I love Matt. But Sabine knew Matt. They have they were friends for a long time. But other than that, like most of the other people, they all kind of met from my connection with Sabine, and it's kind of So that's cool. But shouts out to them, man. That's my fam, man.
Connections, man. Connections.
Yeah, as you see. Oh, shout out to my boy Yuval too. UV, it was good to see him, man. Mike met him. We got that picture at the fire. You fool. But that's my guy, man. And my homegirl Pam came out from Puerto Rico. She was there. Her friend Jenny that I met. It was cool, man. I can just go on and on like the people just shouting out people. But shout out to Xavier.
Oh yeah.
Yo, man, that dude. Wow, I'm gonna have Tim on the show, man. I think soon. So I think me and Don are gonna try to do a show with Tim. But Tim, he invited me and Josh to Man Made Mastering. We had a little tour, seeing how things work. It's like it's like my second mastering studio I've ever been, but the first one I really didn't pay attention.
Man, that
was. He like telling me, so the room you're sitting in is like floating. I'm like, what you mean it's floating? He's like, oh, it's floating.
It's got a 600-pound prison door. And the glass isolation of the speakers was something I had never seen before, like that. And just I told him next time I have something to say about my record getting cut, that's where it's going.
It's going there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I trust that dude's ear for sure. He just let it like, and again, how generous to take time out of his day in such a studio like that and have us up. And then he was just like, "What do you want to listen to?"
Yeah.
And shout out Myles, because he was like, "This guy's shit," and we got to listen to my shit on there. And then it was just like, "What's your favorite song?" You know, and just listening to it on his system. That what a treat. Yeah. So.
And then other than that, I gotta shout out my boy Jeremy, aka Kennedy Smith, owner of Bright Sounds Records, and also part owner of Objects Record Manufacturing in Berlin. I wish you guys could have came to that. It's like this, I've been to what's the joint in Detroit again? I can't.
Archer.
I've been to Archer once before. This is next level stuff, and I was like, just amazed. Me and Emily came with me, and next level, man. Like next level.
Nice.
My homeboy for real, man. So yeah, it's just I didn't take video of. I had the camera. I took video of me and Emily actually walking to the spot. So I might release that because it's crazy. It's like all it looks like some crazy, like we're going to meet up to do like a big drug deal or something. Like one of the movies that you see, like, you know, cranes everywhere, water puddles, and just out of nowhere, you know what I mean? So it's just dope. It's like in the back of this like industrial complex, wherever we were in the East. I don't know, but it was crazy. But I can release that, but I didn't, damn it, take video. Next time when I come in, I didn't take stuff on the inside that the process is.
Well, we got stuff to do when we go back.
Yeah, that's my list, man. I want to, if I can, I'm trying to get back. It'd be nice to get back like towards the end of the year, but I'm not sure if it's going to work, but whatever. I got
it could be less than 12 months. That would
that would be dope.
Really fucking awesome.
Yeah,
just going another season. Yeah, that's
Aubrey, what's up? Aubrey, it was good seeing him.
Shout out, what is it? What's the record store? Latitude. Shout out Latitude Records.
That's a nice store. It's a lot of stuff in there, and he knows exactly what he's doing up in there. So shout out to Aubrey and Latitude. If you guys are there, check out the store. Latitude
and OYE, both of them.
Yeah,
records.
They'll
all be fire.
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah. I wish I would have went record shopping more to a degree, because I got a stack like this, but there was even a couple that I accidentally left at the store, and I could have spent at least another €100 on records, and but I was also putting them in the wrong kind of luggage, so I was nervous about it the whole time. So yeah, next time I'm gonna bring records, bring a crate half full, fill it up the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. That's for sure. Well, I mean, that's all I got. I mean, it was a good trip. I had fun. I'm glad you guys were able to come.
Yeah,
what's the next move, boss? Yeah. What's coming up next for Myles Sergé?
I don't know. I got projects, man. I gotta get in the studio. Yeah. I mean, I feel recharged. I got to do some stuff. I just finished a whole bunch of remixes before we left, so that's great. But I got to come. Me and Donnell supposed to do this project that I haven't started. We haven't started. We've both been busy. I'm still supposed to do an EP for Decoder on his label. I don't know when I'm gonna start that. I told him I was gonna start it. Sorry, Decoder.
Start that shit, motherfucker. Yeah, quit buying cars and do.
You got that car, you better make
it. Do that, and then something else, man. And
go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead, because I gotta go ahead. Let me figure out what I'm.
Well, gig wise, I'm serious, and so I'm gonna put it into the universe here. I think the three of us need to get together, and I think we should play fucking house music, honestly. One of our fine underground establishments.
Oh yeah, about that. I did chat about that. So.
Yeah, so whether it's in Grand Rapids or somewhere else that the universe deems venue-wise, may the techno gods grace our event. But I think the three of us should do, more than just me and Ned live streaming and work out these music muscles a little bit after that trip, and that's what I think.
Okay. Well, if you see that scrolling at the bottom right there,
Yeah, we got the lower third.
you can contact that and then get back to you.
Give us some of those sound effects with all these technology and buttons.
No, just contact them. We'll see if we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? For real. But no, on the real, yeah. So hit me up. That's I got to promote myself a little bit too. But that's me. I am taking DJ gigs. I can't speak for these guys. They can speak for themselves.
Here's the thing about that, though, man, that people should know and understand is that everybody sitting here is an independent artist. And I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I think I can say, none of us have managers or agents or that. I mean, it's all direct. And that's why I've always said I dig my own hole kind of thing. And I mean, you're the only label boss I've ever worked for because of the way that we what up?
The boss thing. There's no boss.
I know you don't like that. Yeah. That's kind of why I keep doing it.
no boss.
Well, listen, no, bro, because it's the homegrown. That's the Calder City Development Corps. That was our first kind of real contact with a lot of that shit, and why I get down with what we're trying to do and build here. But so if anybody's listening around the world and wants to book us, you come direct and come talk to us about it. We'd love to come see you.
That's true. So since we're on that subject, where can we find you? We'll start with the Dark Man first. Not dark because he's dark, because I'm dark too. But one more time, what's the name?
Nuntios Noctus. On SoundCloud. So I got some Mixcloud up. I don't have a Bandcamp yet, but I will have that coming soon. Yeah, or you see me up on Instagram too. Yeah, same thing.
Okay, that's cool. And Mr. Tree, where can we find?
Yeah, so I was just thinking I need to set up a booking email exclusively. Joshua Tree Music Productions at gmail.com now is kind of a way for people to reach out. But I check Facebook Messenger and Instagram for contact, and then my Mixcloud is where I kind of keep the mixes fresh at, and those people I hadn't put anything up in 4 years, so I just put 4 new mixes up from the last year, from all live shows, and I think all in Detroit, and all a little different sound. I'm actually real proud of all those mixes. And I've been talking about doing one of these Berlin retrospectives. People have been asking about the music from that, so putting together a little recording maybe that we do or something that just sort of represents that. But and then you can find me on your label and on Calder City and remixes on MS, and now with the Lost Loft label doing remixes with Group Point. And reach out, man. I'm not hard to find. You can come meet me any Friday in Detroit. I'm out.
Cool. And make sure you guys come out this Saturday. This Saturday.
Yeah. We'll be out there playing this Saturday. And I'll be there, so you can come see all of us. And
we're going to Aries Spears is actually on that side of the state. We're going to do that before, so we'll go see him.
So you want to see him,
and then we'll come to check you out at Speaker Box. So people, if you're not doing nothing this Saturday, I don't know the date offhand, but this Saturday at Speaker Box Detroit, Joshua Tree, that guy back there, and DJ Psycho. What time's this event start?
It's 10 to 2. Sometimes the staff opens up downstairs at 10:15 or something. So I always try and make sure we're open, but if we're not, and you get there at 10 and they're like, yeah, they're not ready yet, don't leave. Just wait a minute. But yeah, what's up?
Is there a cover charge?
It's $10. Every event at Speaker Box is $10. That's standard. The artist over here prefers that you pay cash at the door. And I have limited guest lists. I try and do whatever I want around there, but they still try and put limits on a
You
motherfucker.
hear that, guys? Limited guest list.
So, yeah, get at me. Really, that's for the homies. You know who you are. Saturday, March 22nd, we're playing techno, and we're gonna work out those muscles. We've been doing the house shit, so now it's time to play what we wish we would have played over.
Cool. Yeah, I hear that. Well, everybody, I want to thank you, my guests, for joining me today on this episode of MS Live. Number 2, y'all. Number 2. I think we're doing good. If you're watching it and you like it, hit the like button.
Subscribe and follow, bitches.
Subscribe. I think I got 396 or something.
We need more followers.
I need more followers, and I need some more subscribers so I can do other things when I get more. I think the limit I need is 500 to unlock something. I don't really know, but I need more people to check it out.
Well, so we're just gonna share the shit out of this.
Yeah, it should be.
We appreciate it if you watched it this far.
Yeah,
a whole hour and a half.
Too bad. I mean, we do have some comments. I just didn't see that.
Yeah, if you're here live and you're still watching, thank you for watching. We love you. We're nothing without you. Nice supporters.
Modi Prime, y'all know that is. That's Jack. Thank you.
Shout out Jack Attack, of course.
Yeah,
there's another one always in the right spot at the right time, holding it down.
Yeah, I should have been watching this earlier. I'm just kind of like late. Like, oh shit, I see. Oh, what's this? I'm still learning this stuff, but I think it's pretty good so far. You know what I mean?
Hey, you're all right. You can use a little more practice, but you're doing all right.
Why are you hating?
I want more sound effects. That's really it. Just more sound effects.
I ain't doing that, man. These kind of cheap. oh, snap. Groove Point.
Oh, that's what boy Tommy.
Yeah, nice show. That's what he says right there. It's on the screen. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for the opportunity for the remix too, man. I mean, I like it. It's a good release. Good release.
Yeah, it's solid. That one turned out good. I'm glad we made that happen, and I'm looking forward to the future with those. We got a few in the box here. We're gonna maybe open up right after this.
Cool.
Let's tune in and see.
Dear Flower says 100. Thank you. Tell
your friends.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't forget to worship your local techno god.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is, you're in Michigan. That's the man to my left over here.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Follow Myles. Follow the label.
Not that guy, but yeah, please do. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to check us out. MS Live. Till next time. You guys want to say anything in the end before I wrap this up? I should have asked you before I went into my little spiel. I'm sorry about that.
Oh man, thanks for having us. Thanks for the opportunity, man. Shout out, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Connections, man. Yeah. Connections. You really you really taught us some good lessons on this. So the more than the things we saw, the lessons we took away from your leadership, that's invaluable. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank you guys for always holding me down, helping me out. And, if I don't say it, I mean, I greatly appreciate the both of you. And, right there, baby.
Anything you need, anytime.
Same here. All right, fellas. Thank you for joining us, people. Until next time, make sure you tune in to MS Live.